Hey foodies, I'm not going to make a real formal recipe video. My husband's about to make a vegan tortilla soup. So I'm just going to kind of show you little clips of everything he puts in there. And then we'll show you the final product. So we got some veggie broth, some black beans. He's going to make a little creamy with some soy milk. And for most of the flavoring and all the veggies and everything, we're going to use the Trader Joe's roasted garlic salsa. And then we're also going to add in some corn. And that's it, right?
That's it. You serve it with tortilla chips and vegan shredded cheese if you want.
Yeah. I think we're just going to use the tortilla chips, and then I need to actually get a pot of rice started. That'll help stretch it and give it a little more hardiness to it. So we'll show you kind of each step as we pour it in the pot. It's like super easy to put together. So right now he's just going to pour in 2 boxes of low sodium vegetable stock. You can use that, or if you have the vegetable bouillon cubes, you could use a couple. Let's see. So like these ones, you could use a couple of those and some water if you didn't have the stock on hand. I like to have both because sometimes I add these in with stock, or I just use these as seasoning for other things, so we usually have both on hand. Alright guys, and next he's going to start out by adding 2 jars of the roasted garlic salsa. Just adds 2 jars to start with, and then he bought a total of 4 jars, and we'll add those if it's needed. It says it's a medium heat salsa, but it's a little bit more towards the mild side, but when I taste it, I will be very honest with you and let you know what I think, because I'm pretty sensitive. Our chili the other night that I made was a little on the spicy side for me, but it had super good flavor. So next time I'm just going to need to use like half a packet of chili mix and kind of go from there. Alright guys, my hubby just drained and rinsed 2 cans of low sodium black beans, and we're about to add those into the pot. If you want to add some other proteins to it, he was thinking of soy curls, but I kind of want to, I have half a bag left, so I kind of want to save those for something else. And we're just going to stir it up a little bit, so I added a little bit of extra beans to it, but you could add whatever you wanted to it. Alright, next he's going to add a little bit of soy milk to it. He just likes to cream it up a little bit. So what is that, half a box?
It's not half a box.
Half a box, which is going to be probably close to 2 cups, I'd say. I would start out with a cup and then add as much as you want, basically. That's up to you.
16 ounces is half a box.
And you don't even need to add it if you don't want to make it like a creamy soup. You can totally leave that out. But this also will tame down some of the heat as well. So he just had me taste it, and it was a little bland, so we are going to go ahead and add another jar of salsa. So far, this is 3 jars of salsa. These are 12 ounces each, and again, it's the Trader Joe's roasted garlic salsa, which is a very, very yummy salsa, by the way. And you can see this is a pretty big pot, so this is going to last us for several days. You can see next to my hand, it's a pretty big size soup pot. Alright, and last we're going to add in about 3/4 of a bag of corn. The reason it's 3/4 of a bag is because we saved the other 1/4 of a bag for my husband's salad. Usually I would use Trader Joe's organic sweet corn, but we had to run to H-E-B, so we just got some from there. We're going to stir this through, give it another taste, and then once we've got the seasoning correct, then we're just going to let it simmer for a little while to let all the flavors come together. Alright guys, so I just tasted it, and it tastes pretty good. It's pretty flavorful. Definitely try with 1 cup of soy milk first, because this might have just a little bit too much in it. My husband would add the 4th jar of salsa, but I don't want to take a chance of it getting too spicy for me, because as it is right now, it's just barely touching the back of my throat, and I'm getting just a little bit of heat. It's definitely salty enough and flavorful enough. So if you didn't want to add more salsa for heat, you could definitely add more tomatoes, onion, bell pepper, something like that. But we're just going to let this simmer and reduce down a little bit, and then I will show you the finished product.
The flavor will intensify as it reduces.
Yeah, that's another reason why I didn't want to add any more in. So I'm going to let this go. I'm going to get some rice started, and we're actually going to be eating this the next few nights. We're not going to eat it tonight, but we're both home early enough tonight that we just wanted to get it cooked tonight. So a little bit of meal prep. Alright guys, I'm going to make some rice, but I want to show you what I'm using. I made this rice the other day just for a snack, and I put, for my snack, I actually had some peas and some mango chunks in it. Just the rice that was cooked in veggie broth, peas and mango chunks, and it was super yummy. I actually might start making it for lunches. Anyhow, so I'm going to use this sprouted organic California rice, which is brown, red, and black rice mixed together. And I found it cooks in my rice cooker on the white rice setting. So I'm going to do 1 cup of this and 1 cup of the Trader Joe's organic basmati rice and mix it together, because brown rice is a little chewy, but this is very good. So to make it a little bit less chewy, I'm going to mix the two. Alright guys, I know this isn't exciting to look at, but what I did here was I added the amount of water it said, and then I added just a little bit more water. I like to do that with any like brown rice type of thing. Makes it just a little bit more tender. And also, since we're going to be eating this with the soup, which is going to have a lot of flavor to it, I'm not cooking it in veggie broth. I'm just cooking it in some filtered water. When I eat rice completely plain, sometimes I do leave it plain like this with just water, no salt or seasoning, but sometimes I cook it in veggie broth if I'm not going to be adding anything else to it. But again, when I add something else to it, like I eat it with a soup or with a stir fry or anything like that, I don't add anything to the rice because the main part of the dish is going to have plenty of seasoning in it, so there's no need for that excess sodium. Hey foodies, here's the final product. We let it simmer for probably close to an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. And if you can see on the side right there, it reduced by about 1 inch. You could let it reduce a little bit more, but then it would become more spicy. It's actually just at the right spice level for me right now. It hits the back of my throat, gets a little bit of that spicy burn, so we're going to leave it there. Now we're just going to let it sit for a few hours to let it cool, because this is actually going to be our dinner for the next several nights. We're not going to eat it tonight. We just wanted to do a little food prep, like I said. And there's my mix of rice. Came out really well. So it's kind of nice to have like a brown rice blend that cooks the same time as the white rice, so you can mix it or just, you know, cook it like you do regular white rice. So we'll be serving it with the rice, the soup, and then we've got these chips too. So if you don't have chips or don't want to use chips that have oil in it, you can buy some corn tortilla chips or some corn tortillas that have no oil in them, and then just bake them off in the oven. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the recipe, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye! Alright foodies, I'm gonna try the Ben & Jerry's PB and cookie non-dairy frozen dessert for you guys. I'm sure it's gonna be delicious. Alright, forgive me, I'm holding this with my left hand, which is a little difficult for me. I got a little bite. It's delicious. It tastes like regular ice cream to me. It doesn't taste like a vegan ice cream. It's yummy. You want a bite? I'll give you a little bite. Yummy, 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 yummy.